3, ain't it?
Yeah, number 3.
Yo, talk.
Yo.
Which ones are my headphones?
Can I have some volume in my headphones, please?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yo.
My. Yo.
Man's on a clipping thing.
Mine's
Man on a
fucking
clip.
Ah!
Man's on a clip. Bust 2 shots in your face. Yo.
Who's that one in the miss? You can't see that one in the miss. Get too close and you'll get a
Spin
miss.
round like a cyclone.
If you're going to struggle, please don't take the piss.
Yo, man said, if you're going to struggle, please don't take the piss.
It's
Yeah,
G-Dash, man.
Bars.
You'll get left in a bin like Lardon.
You get me?
I beg your pardon.
Liverpool.
You'll get stabbed and buried at the bottom of the garden.
And you think you're hard and stuff.
You
but
think you're rough and
girlfriend's rough
stuff.
You're not rough, you puff.
What are those arms and stuff?
Yeah, them bars are sick, bro. The bars are hard.
Ah.
Bars are hard. Bars are sick.
You didn't have bars, bro.
I had bars for
You
days.
had bars.
And it's T/M.
Lewis had bars.
You had the bars, bro.
I had bars for
What's up,
days.
You was the
What's
I
bars.
had
Lewis
bars for
bars?
days.
I can't even remember my bars.
What's Lewis bars?
Baseball
Raps are
bat.
in the courtyard.
Never that. Forget of that. I'm in the
My
top.
heart
Better
resides
get
in
it that.
music weren't the type to be a
Edit that.
student, catch the passion.
Or
in
instead
my
of
eyes to tell me I were meant to do this. Been a nuisance.
Who's
Now
this?
I got a
This
new
you?
sense.
Yeah.
This
New
you?
state. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't remember these bars. I just
Yeah,
remember.
I
Never that.
was
Forget of that.
Tune that was
You don't have no bars, bro.
that was some.
Or instead of
I
that,
can't remember.
I'll leave your t-shirt red of that. Man must leave your
Or
t-shirt
instead
red of that.
I'll leave your t-shirt red of that.
Who was
Me
that?
get murked, no, never that. Forget of that. I'm in the game, no, in fact, I'm ahead of that. You
Who's
get a lick
that?
in your head of that. Or instead of that, I make your t-shirt red of that.
Who was that?
That's
Who-
it.
Lewis was the one.
Violent bars,
No,
man.
no, no, no.
Lewis was sick, bro. Lewis was sick.
Baseball bat direct to 6-pack, you at top because you think you got a 6-pack. Ain't got to come back and get 6 straps at 6-pack. I'm aimed at your 6-pack.
Bars.
Baseball bat straight to your ribs.
Bars.
Wishing them words that leave your lips with a fucked up keep these broken ribs.
Okay.
That's what
Spit
happens
some
when
of
you
your
lose your
bars.
lips.
Yeah.
Bite the curb.
Taste
Taste
the
the pain.
I was terrible, man. I was so bad.
mean?
Spit some of your bars.
Me?
Yeah.
I can't remember them, you know.
Remember the Oi remix?
Spit some of your bars, quick.
I can't, bro.
Oi, you're not rude blood. Oi, you think you're hard blood.
Yeah, I remember
Oi,
that.
You don't have
mum's
bars,
poor.
innit?
Bro, I can't remember that tune, you know.
Have bars.
No,
Spit
guns,
some bars.
guns start popping and the boy goes black.
What else?
Oh, that gunfire thinks he's bad.
Slap that boy, he's too damn sad. Oh, me and T did a fucking one. Remember when me and
back-to-back
T
one?
did it? Yeah, we did a back-to-back thing. Yeah.
that-
Yo, that's why I'm wearing this hat today. I'm
It's
bringing
like-
it back.
Come on, T, spit a
I'm
bar.
bringing it
Are
back.
we recording?
We're on
Right,
set.
yeah,
This
bro.
is how
What
it's-
bar
this
did
is
I
how
have?
it's
I
rolling.
can't remember.
Set.
Roll, let's just get
Can't
on the
remember
set.
no
I
more.
don't even know, man.
I had a hunger for this, just looking my
My
iris. What me coming up is pissing off MCs when you're browsing the internet and you
when you
download a virus.
Or when you type in a document and then you get a virus.
Like when you type in the document.
And then you get a virus. What is it? I stay low key like.
The code B minus,
yeah, I feel
following
like
no
you
one. I
Fucking
need no
mad
lead
thing.
like a master that's wireless, so I'm setting reminders. You're like a car boot because you're staying behind us.
But I stay with my highness.
So you stay pussy like vaginas. Team has grip this game like pliers.
Oh man, outtakes. Were like,
Yo.
Yo,
woo! Invited introverts.
I was like, what? 2004, 2005.
That was OT support.
I'm better than most of mans today. I am. I'm better than most of these rappers
think
that
you
come
are?
out. You get
Yeah,
me?
You think? I think
Yeah,
you are.
man.
You know.
Yo.
I think
Yo.
there's still a career
Yo.
for you.
Huh?
I think there's still a career in
Debate,
the
you
game
know.
for you.
They're in, you know.
Nah,
'Cause he don't watch-
He's ruined the whole image.
He don't watch battle rap, so he misses out half the bars, innit?
I don't need no battle rap.
You do.
That's deep.
You do.
Nah.
Do you mean?
I know battle rap shit.
It's
They
not.
all sound the same.
So say for
All sound the
example, you got Rum Nitty verse, or is it Iron Solomon?
What are you telling
Yeah,
me
yeah,
names?
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
no.
No, I'm just giving you an example of a bar. Iron Solomon's Jewish, innit?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I'll just say
Rum
you-
Nitty's bar is,
No.
I've been waiting.
I was gonna say something really bad, but I ain't gonna do
I
it.
beg you don't.
You
What's
get me?
the Rum Nitty bar? I've been waiting to give a Jew L's on cam. I really mean. Rate the bar
Break the
down.
bar down.
Rate the bar down.
What?
I've been
what
waiting
bar?
to give a duels.
On cam. I really
Don't
mean
care.
it.
Like, don't care.
See.
Dipset.
Jewel Santana, Jew L's. You see, you don't.
It's a good
Jewels.
bar.
It's over his head.
It's
It's
good
over
bar.
his head.
Jewels.
Huh?
It's a good
Owls
bar.
as in lassies.
It's
Yeah.
a
I've been
sick
waiting to
bar,
give
do you
Ace a
mean?
Jew.
I'll give you.
Owls.
Yeah.
Oh man.
See, you're not
Incredible. Incredible.
You don't care, do you? He's
No.
a heavy metal guy now.
Heavy metal, K-pop.
He's still wearing his Johnny hat.
Nah, he's not ready, bro.
Don't say that.
I don't mean like he's in gang. I'm talking Johnny as in like rubber down.
Rubber Johnny.
Like you got a condom on your head.
Shall I wear it properly?
You would how? That's what it's
Just wear it
for,
like
innit? Are you cold? Are you feeling the?
Nah, I just don't want no one to know that I'm bold in it.
They already know.
Well, like no one knows.
Yeah, because no one's watched any of the other videos.
Someone said to me the other day, "Are you bald?" And I was like, "Oh shit."
Nah.
Now I wear a hat all the time,
My hair just
self-conscious.
stopped growing.
I didn't know people knew, so I just started wearing a hat.
Covering it, hiding it.
Hiding it, man.
You're going to wear a hat on the 5th of November when you're out watching the fireworks.
Remember the 5th of November.
They're bars.
Remember that? That was a bar. Remember the 5th of November. The gunpowder, toil and plot, trees and plot. Your mum was a thought.
He's in bars mode now.
You get
He's going to go over right at 16.
I used to think I was bad, you know, in that sparklers and that. I was like,
Do you used to write your name in the air? And
yeah, like, the
See what
one
you
that
come
says
out.
like, yo.
It's a dead. It's a dead tradition anyway. Fucking bonfire night.
Well, it's bonfire night.
Stupid. I
Nah,
think
it's
it's
live.
stupid. What?
Why do you think
Just
it's
shooting
stupid?
things in the air, colours in the air. Oh,
It's
All
nice,
I
isn't
see
it?
is
You go out,
fireworks.
have some drinks and that. It's outdoors.
yeah,
nice,
in the
you know,
freezing cold.
eat
Everyone
some
watches
duck,
in
you know.
awe, like,
Yeah, watching colours
it's a
blow
moment
up in the
in it.
sky.
Put your
But
arm
don't
around
you
your
feel
missus
like
and
once you've done it, it's the same every year? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
every
get it.
year.
I don't get it. So obviously for the little ones and that, it's calm, but for,
It's
for
loud.
us,
I'm old, these. I want to sleep.
Got
You
two
ain't the,
dogs
you ain't
as
the
well.
target. Yeah, exactly. You ain't the target.
I'm putting the head
market,
down.
man.
I'm
It's for
putting
the
my head
kids.
down at 9 o'clock.
and you bang,
Bang.
bang.
Colours lighting up my room.
I can tell you when fireworks was good, yeah. When you used to just have
Play
the
with them.
stick and just hold
They were
it.
good when you were young. Yeah,
So
yeah.
light and throw them up in the
Across
air and
the
everyone
park and
screams.
that.
Dodge the
it's
fire
deep
wire.
still.
Yeah, they
And
were
then-
good when it was bad.
Yeah,
You know what I
when
mean?
you missed-
When you weren't allowed to do
when
it.
you-
Just
yeah,
like
yeah.
drinking. Drinking was good when you weren't allowed to do it. Ain't it?
But some man took it too
Exciting,
far,
it's
innit?
part of the excitement.
Started putting fireworks through people's letterboxes.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yes,
Goes in
taking
fire.
taking too far there.
Come on, people, be safe. Be safe this 5th of November. We don't need none of this.
Also,
bullshit, man.
yeah, when you go to your firework displays and that, just allow the social media. No one gives a shit on it.
Yeah,
like,
don't record it.
Yeah,
just
don't-
watch it
it's
and
dead.
just
Like,
I can look at someone
you're
when
gonna go
see
through your
it.
be
feed
part
and
of the
nothing.
story. Don't make a story about
What
it.
you telling me for?
Just
Hmm?
live your life.
Everyone's at a fireworks display. We don't
Yeah,
need
we
to see
don't-
your dead
we-
fireworks
we don't
displays
wanna
on
see it
social
still.
media.
We don't want to
please.
see you
Well, I
five
for one look forward to it.
I
I hope you share your social media.
But you know what they're like.
I hope you share your phone. I'll watch it.
Think yeah,
Because
on your feed.
you'll watch it and you'll swipe past. You won't even press like. You'll
Oh,
be
yeah,
like,
okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Now,
People
Yeah.
hear that though and be like, "Oh, well, you don't have to follow me, do you?"
yeah, but on your feed later, you're just
block
gonna
me.
see
Block
fireworks
me.
on everyone's feed, and then some dickhead live comment on that. Like,
Same with fucking
allow it, innit?
like Halloween just gone.
Allow it, bro.
So everyone's sending pictures of them in Halloween. I don't
Everyone,
care,
everyone's
don't care.
pumpkin and that. Like, just yeah, all right.
Care.
Nah, I like to see the
Yeah,
costumes though.
pumpkins.
Still.
I don't.
Do you see Diddy's one
Fuck Diddy.
when he's
I see
dancing in the corridor?
Look like a
That
dickhead.
is good stuff.
Fuck Diddy.
What was
like
Diddy
it.
dressed up as?
Some
It.
bullshit, man.
Wasn't it the clown?
Yeah, he was a clown. He's dancing and that, and then
Diddy's
everyone.
a
was
clown.
How do you know
Anyway.
what? How do you know what it is?
Yeah, this is the suspect guy.
Yeah,
innit?
'cause
Like,
you-
You
It's
just
right.
remember the dance, but you don't remember the costume.
Yeah,
Can you do
that's-
the
That's
dance
exactly
first?
what's going on.
Give
There.
us
What
a
dance
shuffle
was
on
he
cam,
doing?
lads.
You what?
Give us a shuffle on cam.
The
what
shuffle.
dance was he
Yeah,
doing?
It was one of them.
What was it?
You know when he's you know Diddy's dance.
Like the
man,
video with
The
Mason. That,
the
like,
Diddy
yeah,
dance.
yeah. You know the
Everyone
Diddy
knows the
dance.
Diddy dance.
he just stunts, man. You know.
all up in the videos.
P Diddy's a prick.
That's
Yeah,
a
man,
bit hard.
suspect geezer. But,
Like,
you know,
suspect stuff.
Why
you
is he
know.
sus?
Just sus on it.
you never been suspicious about Diddy?
What?
Like, who calls himself Puff Daddy?
And
Like,
then
who was he
goes,
puffing, done?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
You know what I mean?
Could have been smoking though.
Puff passing Daddy.
Give.
Yeah, Diddy was a ginger clown. Yeah, that's right.
What was his it?
That's a ginger.
Yes, it is, bro. Yeah, but you don't remember the costume. You talk about everything except. Oh, was that playing in your ears?
Yeah, man. No one
Yeah,
could hear
yeah.
that.
Oh, sorry,
So
people.
you were just chatting away now. You ain't got your headphones on.
That's
We're
loud.
oblivious.
I didn't know that.
This whole thing no suspect.
Yeah,
It's
it does.
weird, yeah.
It's a bag
It
of
just
man,
these mates in the
bag of man
background. Like,
dressed up just come out dancing. And
half from
that's
no
just odd.
one.
Who's my man in the back?
I don't know, but why is he doing so much on that?
Yeah, it's like ending it.
It's loud.
Instagram videos are like 1 minute long.
Oh, I hate it, man. Get off. Get off.
It's amazing what people do for the gram, innit?
Trust me.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Anyway,
I can't feel my face.
I swear we're talking about bonfire night.
Yeah.
So we may as well get into the fucking origin story.
Go on then.
I'm looking to you, man, for it. Like,
The
I ain't done no
origins
research.
of
All I know is
bonfire.
about Guy Fawkes, ain't it?
What, Guido? Man like Guides.
And like, there's a. So what happened? I'm looking for help here. Everyone's just leaving me out to dry.
I'll
Yeah,
give you
because
a
you was
hand.
just out there, the wilderness, innit? Just watching you.
Yeah.
So what do you know about it? Like, what do you know
Yeah,
about
go
it
on
anyway?
then. Put him on the spot.
I've written notes, but I'm not gonna.
Forget-
I know.
Get
your notes.
Fuck
Just
you know. Just
freestyle
fucking
it.
know. On top of your head, what
Let's
have you known
freestyle.
from the years?
Cypher it, innit?
Right.
Oh,
Before
check
I
me
did
out.
research, all I knew is Guy Fawkes tried to blow up Parliament.
Yeah.
Had something to do with Catholics.
Yeah.
That's about it. We burn him.
We're
Celebrate
burning-
the king still being alive.
No,
Some bullshit like that.
burn
Even
him.
though he's dead now,
We're
we're still
burning what,
celebrating
man?
him being alive. Don't know what's going on about that, but yeah.
Burn him.
A bonfire night.
Alright. Come then.
Go on then.
You
Look,
scrolling.
you both on Googles.
I don't know
Everyone's
nothing
telling
about
us
it, bro.
Google
So
God.
say something then.
G knows everything.
All right.
Alright,
Let's put this
Let me take this back.
Go on
Let me-
then.
let's-
Fucking
No,
do
no,
it.
one at a time.
Let me
One at a
t-
time.
Let me take this
three
back.
at a time.
One at a time.
All right.
I've
Listen,
gone old school and
can
I've
I-
written notes.
Oh, go on.
Can I say what?
Darren's in the
You
know.
go for it, Daz.
Speak in your mic.
Go on
Speak into the mic, Darren. You know what? He listens to his recordings back, and he's like, I can never hear myself.
How
Man
you
was
not-
like this.
Well, I'll go first. I'll go off the mic.
Nah, do you know what it is? It's because he wants the eye contact. That's why you need
I
one
want
of
the
these, so
eye
you can-
contact.
You can move with it. Then.
Exactly.
You
I
can
treat
take
you
it
like
with you. You know.
I
what
can't move mine. Mine's.
Get an arm.
Biatch.
But you got headphones on, so you
Get
I
don't.
an
wanna.
They
I
don't
wanna.
cost an arm and a
I
leg.
wanna look at you directly in the eyes.
You don't need eye
Yeah.
contact.
Is it awkward?
Trust me, just talk.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
awkward.
No.
Is this awkward?
Very awkward, you
fucking
Good.
weirdo. Look at me in the eyes.
I don't want to.
Yeah. Okay. So what I know about this pagan tradition,
Pagan night.
Guido Fawkes.
all this bonfire everywhere.
Bonfire.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Just Catholics trying to overthrow the monarchy at the time, the Protestant monarchy,
Yep.
and they felt like they was oppressed. And then, from what I read, they bought a house next to Parliament with a cellar that goes under Parliament.
You've been watching the BBC thing, and
It was rented. It was rented.
Man like Jon Snow.
Man like Jon Snow.
It was rented, and that'd be an important factor that I've got to say something about later on.
What's
No,
that
no.
got to do with the price of fish? Look?
It was rented. Does it's got
Rented-
everything to do with the price
Rented
of
by
fish.
what?
So what's Guy Fawkes part in it then?
Oh, Jesus
It's
Christ.
salmon. You're trying to sell me cod when it's salmon for the same price.
Mm.
Don't,
You know what?
Don't
All
do
you
it.
motherfuckers.
Don't do it.
In 1603,
Ah, here we go. Here we go.
Protestant James I became King of England. His
Yeah.
predecessor, Queen Elizabeth,
Anyone else feel like they're in a history lesson?
I had repressed
You
Catholics.
know when a man's reading, but he can't.
Ah,
he's not
so
good at
ba-
reading.
Shut up, man.
Everyone's in class.
Yeah,
and scratching their head. Ah,
You know in school when there's like, yeah, so
Richard,
he's
can you read a
like,
paragraph for us? Ah!
Yeah. And he's like, what? Remember the Kevin Hart? He's like, woo 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 woo, woo, tee tee.
Fine, I won't talk then. I won't say anything.
Come, bro, go,
He's like,
go with
tee
it. Go with
tee.
it.
Can't read now. You've,
Come with it, bro.
you've ruined my confidence, man. You've
Nah,
ruined my
come on,
confidence.
we're sorry, man. We're sorry.
Look at T clip and everything.
we
Look
are,
at
we're
it.
listening.
They was the
T's
worst
got the
English
loudest
lesson.
laugh. Sound check and that.
He's like,
Laugh
yeah,
too.
this is how I
Yeah,
laugh.
Yeah, this is how I talk. This
Then he
is how I
starts
laugh.
screaming after.
Anyway, you digress on it.
Basically,
Anyway,
we keep talking.
Go on then.
Yeah, basically the Catholics were oppressed.
Yeah.
Like there was no like they were like the Jews in that in world, like, you know what I mean. It was a similar type of situation where they weren't allowed to practice their religion and shit. You know what I mean? They didn't like it,
okay.
So Catholics were oppressed by Protestants.
and they were killed. Yeah,
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Kids,
long-
yeah, like, if you want to play it in layman's terms, yeah.
And what they was hoping for when a new king come in, he'd be more kind of
Dini.
Jams, hammers.
yeah, King Hammers Rodriguez comes in. They thought he'd be more tolerant.
He was a bit more tolerant for a minute.
Yeah,
And then he
Yeah,
went
yeah, he
completely the other way. And it's
then,
like, oh,
yeah, he
fuck
got
it.
coerced into.
Is this in Spain or England? No?
This is in England.
Okay.
you're confusing when you said hammers, Rodriguez.
Oh, sorry, King Hammers.
He was looking on the back. I can't see that.
Spain.
Where's that?
España.
It's Spanish. It says English here.
Because there's a link between England and Spain and within it, innit?
Yeah, because it's Guido, innit? Guido Fawkes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But the relevance today, it's not everything. We don't. This is completely irrelevant now.
Yeah, of course, but we
So
still
why we
celebrate.
celebrate it? Because everyone still likes fireworks, innit?
So what's the overall plot then?
Was to blow them up, overthrow the government.
So yeah, King James, Protestant King James was in charge, yeah. So what's Guy Fawkes' role in it?
Wow.
There was a crew, weren't there? Go on, Louis.
There was a crew
Crew.
of 13 people.
Gang.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had Robert Catesby.
Yeah.
I think that's how you say it. Catesby.
And that's who Jon Snow plays.
he was the ringleader.
Jon Snow. Sorry.
So he was the ringleader.
Yeah.
Then you had
So
Thomas
he's the
Percy.
protagonist.
Yeah. Then you had Thomas Percy, who was the enabler, who planned it all.
Yeah.
Then you had Guy Fawkes, who was the explosive expert.
Yeah.
That's all he was in this story.
Who do you think you would have been, Lewis? Out of those ones?
I would have been one of the other 13 done. I ain't fucking around with explosives.
I would have been Catsby.
That's not on my head.
Catsby.
Yeah, because I'm a genius.
You T would probably Guy Fawkes and it hiding in a cellar and that.
Nah, that's
Want to
not my
take all the
style.
glory.
Nah. There's no glory in that, innit? It's like a suicide mission on that.
So what are we saying? Guy Fawkes was the first suicide bomber?
Kind of, yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say first. I bet it's happened before.
Oh yeah, he's just like in kind of modern-ish folklore. So he's a terror. Would you class him as a terrorist?
You would in this day and age, wouldn't you?
Is he a terrorist or an activist?
Or is he an anarchist?
Or an anarchist?
All three.
All three rolled
You can
into
class
one.
him as all three. Depends who you talk
Depends
to.
who you're talking to. Yeah. So yeah, you had the gang of 13 men. 36 barrels of fucking gunpowder under Parliament, innit?
I thought he was going to go
You
in
got
detail.
Well, bro, just let him talk, bro.
Nah, go on.
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying
Bro.
there was, 36 barrels of gunpowder
Yeah.
under the thing.
Yeah.
And then he got nabbed in the act.
Okay.
But
how did he get nabbed? Or why did he get nabbed?
Oh,
he got caught.
He got
Here we
caught
go.
hiding in the
He's-
cellar.
Someone
It is-
grasped them up.
There was a
Yeah.
snitch in the ranks.
What,
in the
camp.
camp?
There was apparently there was a snitch in the camp here.
And that's who Darren would have been.
Francis Chesham.
I would have been the snitch.
Francis Chesham was a
Yeah.
Judas,
Okay.
apparently.
Okay.
And he sent a letter to, I don't know all the names of the official people, blah, blah, blah.
To Lord Monteagle.
Thank you for that. That was a save there. That was nice. You see that? I appreciate that. It was a nice save. Yeah. So they caught Guy Fawkes in the act because of this letter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when they caught Guy Fawkes, they tortured him. Yeah. They took 2 days for him to even tell him the name. Yeah.
Yeah.
You with me? 2
Hold-
days
hold
for him to
tight.
even say his name. Guy
Hold
Fawkes was a
tight.
G. Then it took him 2 more days after that for him to reveal the whole plan that was going on.
Oh.
Yeah. And then it took him 6 more days after that to snitch on everybody else. And this is torture. Bearing in mind, if you look online, there's they've got his signatures before he was tortured and after. So you can pretty much tell how badly he was tortured by his signature because it was perfect, completely illegible, fucked up. But this is the but there. There's a big but.
Go on.
The rest of the gang
The rest
was
of it.
arrested on the 7th of November.
Yeah.
So they had no other information apart from this plot. Whole gang was arrested 2 days after, but it took Guy Fawkes, what was that? 10 days to even snitch.
So they
on
already
anyone.
had them.
So they already had them. How
Oh.
did they get them? So this leads into conspiracy talk,
Mm.
which is, I know this is right up your avenue, and it does.
Yeah, you see, I thought, this
Sparked
is
an
a basic
interest.
history lesson.
I
And
just
then-
saw his
I seen a twinkle in
raging
his eye.
hard. I'm just
No, that was just you. No one else was looking there.
That's-
I just
You
saw.
see us normal people, we look above waist, don't it, when we talk to someone. All right,
Oh,
just so you know that. All right.
I thought it was normal.
Anyway, conspiracy. You got me. Tell me
So
more.
conspiracy talk.
Go on.
Yeah, man.
So they're saying, yeah, for starters, 36 barrels of gunpowder
Yeah.
in them times was a hard thing to get a hold of.
Mm.
They were saying that the stocks of gunpowder were kept under guard by the crown. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the general public had no access to gunpowder apart from people that went hunting. But it would take a lot of people to put all their gunpowder together to even get close to 36 barrels, yeah?
Yeah.
And the records for 1605, or is it, no, for 1604 are missing.
Mm. Interesting.
So isn't that a bit iffy?
Yeah.
Is there more?
There's more.
Oh yes.
The house that was
house.
rented, not the house that they brought,
Okay. Okay.
to
the
Fine.
house that they
It's
rented
relevant. Okay.
was from one of the officials that worked there. I think it was Sir Robert Cecil.
Tell me more.
So Robert
So
Cecil was
Sir
the
Robert
inside
Cecil
man, basically.
Was the Secretary of State,
But he was the inside
and he
man.
hated Catholics.
Mm.
But that he rented out his house for this plot to go on because he he made a statement. There's a written statement from him saying that the king needed to be removed for I don't know if he was Catholic or whatever he was,
Political.
for political reasons.
Yeah,
the king needed to be removed.
Because he
For,
was likes the cat. Well, he didn't like the cat, but he was trying to be more.
Yeah, he was
Lenient.
trying to be more lenient towards Catholics.
Okay.
So he needed to be removed.
Okay, so they made a short-term alliance.
So there's a lot
So
of
it's the inside
there's a lot
man,
of iffy stuff going on here.
Mm.
So there's conspiracy talk whether to say Guy Fawkes, like we'll take out on Guy Fawkes, and my man got nabbed.
Yeah.
So we're burning a geezer that was just he was only a part of it.
The scapegoat.
He was
Yeah.
the scapegoat. We
Yeah.
all see him as the face of it. Like he's even the face of what is it now? The mask.
Vendetta. V for
Vendetta.
Vendetta.
V for Vendetta mask.
Yeah.
So that's Guy Fawkes, isn't it?
Exactly.
So we see that as the anarchist
And the
Well, really-
the anti-government, just the anti-person, innit? The
Yeah, yeah,
anti-hero, the anti-hero. To me, he is anyway.
So really, it was just a small piece of a bigger picture
Mm.
that could have been. We obviously we don't know for certain.
But he's
We
the
weren't
fall
alive
guy,
then.
innit?
Yeah, massively.
So who got caught first? He did.
Yeah, because he got caught with the explosives.
So
on the
because he
Parliament,
got caught, he's the
with
face of it,
gunpowder.
innit?
Yeah, yeah.
So
So he's gonna look like the main conspirator because he's the initial person who got
But
nabbed, innit?
if we know that he didn't act alone,
Yeah. So there
why
was
is
a
it we're not
network of them.
throwing? Why aren't we throwing 13 dummies on the fire? Why are we only throwing Guy Fawkes on the fire?
Because
When they had the other 13 in custody, they caught the other 13 people. Well, the 13 of them all together. They caught them all. So why is it we only take out on Guy Fawkes?
he got caught in the act, innit?
They all did though. They've all been
But
caught.
they've all been caught.
I suppose.
They
No,
were, they were all publicly.
they was
hung
all
drawn
caught,
forward,
yeah,
innit?
but he got caught in the act, innit?
he was the first one.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was the first to be
So
caught.
what you
yeah.
said-
I
so-
get that.
So what do you take from this, and Lewis? What
No,
is the
but-
conspiracy in your mind?
Hold on. Yeah. For example,
Hold on.
Hold
if
on,
we
hold
have a
on.
terrorist attack,
Yeah.
say back in the day when Bin Laden was about,
If he was about.
if he was about,
Yeah.
when there was a terrorist attack,
Yeah.
who do we go for? Who do we go to for it? We condemn the people that did it, but they're not the face of it, are they?
You condemn the person
So
on the
you
front
you
line,
go,
innit?
yeah, the main person, the person that's organised it. So really,
Catesby.
should be who we're burning on the bonfire. Oh, I made a mess.
It's all right.
Catesby should be who we're burning on the bonfire, not Guy Fawkes, really, ain't it? So
Yeah.
where's the relevance in that?
The relevance would be the caught in the network. Guy Fawkes got caught in the act, innit? So because he's caught in the act, there's something to what's the word I'm looking for? There's
Make an
some-
example of.
Yeah, there's a person to make an example of and say, yeah, if you do this, this is gonna happen, innit?
That's
the,
what
the other people in it are behind the scenes. So although they're the co-conspirators, they're not physically doing nothing. They're planning, innit?
Yeah, but
Whereas he's in
still,
the act.
You condemn the mastermind, innit? You always condemn the
No, you
mastermind.
condemn the person that's in the act, innit?
Not at this scale, though. In this scale.
But
How many
so
years
wait,
later?
had it blown up, yeah, he's that whoever planned it, he's the person who carried out the plan, innit? He would have been the person who carried out the plan.
Yeah, you got.
So he
got
would be the
nabbed
person
for it.
you'd so because you got nabbed, you'd get made an example of, innit? Despite however many people was with you or not.
But
with
if
you,
he's
innit?
not the brains behind it,
it's a good.
you're still going to be celebrating that.
It's a good point though. But what I think what T's saying is kind of just how.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
he
this is
got
the
caught,
kind
he
of the
was
narrative
face.
that we like to go down.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
But-
you remember JFK,
Yeah.
for example,
Yeah.
prime example.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there was Lee Harvey Oswald. That's who you associating it, the
Yeah.
main shooter. But obviously many reports suggest that he wasn't acting alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But same thing, he will be the fall guy. He will be the face of this story. I don't know why, honestly.
Yeah.
And maybe there is some conspiracy.
Yeah, there's something behind that. There's something more to that.
But then it'll be like now then, so everyone's like Trump, yeah, but is he the mastermind?
All right. Okay.
No, he's not the mastermind, he's just the
I know.
person on the face of it, innit?
But
Yeah,
at the
so
start,
there's a
at
whole
the start,
government
when they
behind
made it a public day on the 5th of November,
Yeah.
at the start, nobody was burning. It was nothing to do with Guy Fawkes. It was
No,
about
this-
the plot.
this
But they were
couple
burning the
hundred
Pope.
years after, innit?
They were burning the Pope,
Yeah, that's right.
effigies of the Pope,
Yeah.
Right.
and then towards the end of the 18th century, children began walking the streets with homemade masks,
Yeah.
Guy Fawkes masks,
Yeah. Yeah.
and and they used to say a penny for the guy. As such, Guy Fawkes was eventually replaced. He replaced the Pope, and Guy Fawkes began on that day. So it was the Pope. It was against Catholics. It was always against Catholics at the start.
Catholics. Yeah.
But the switch, like again, everything changes through time, and then Guy Fawkes started being the person that was thrown on the bonfire.
Main fall guy.
So if you think about it,
My
it wasn't.
God.
They weren't celebrating getting Guy Fawkes at the start.
It was just kind of the
was just a-
personification, innit?
Yeah.
Of Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you stand on Guy Fawkes?
I wish he did it. just cause he's like
That's Rick.
No, go on. Look.
just because it was it was just anti-establishment, and at the time they were trying to do it for a good reason, weren't they? It wasn't like they were just trying to cause mayhem for no reason. Yeah, so yeah, I was on his side. I am still on his side.
Do you think?
I don't really have a view because then had they blown up Parliament and then they installed a Catholic head of state or whatever,
Would the roles have reversed?
yeah, what would the outcome have been in it?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
They would have used it to their own agenda, innit?
yeah, and then if you go, didn't Catholics enslave Christians too, innit?
Everybody's enslaved everyone.
Exactly. So it's just whatever to
Just
me.
another.
Tit for
Yeah,
tat.
it's
in
tit
your
for
way.
It
tat,
just would have been
innit?
nice if he did it. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, but I'm saying
Would have
like
been an interesting to watch.
it would-
Interesting
it-
watch.
it would be nice in today's age if someone overthrew the government, but their motive then was religious, innit?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well, religious was more of a.
The religion
a
was
thing then,
used
innit?
as
it
the
was stronger back then.
catalyst to do whatever they was doing, oppression or whatever. But then Catholics enslaved Christians too, innit?
But then, and now he's a sign for freedom, innit?
Yeah.
He's a freedom person now, like Guy Fawkes. Because people take
Anti-establishment.
Yeah,
take the
he's
religious stuff out of it.
He's the face
If
of
you take his
anti-establishment.
look at the
Yeah,
act he tried to do. It was like the anti-oppression, weren't it? Basically,
Yeah.
you can turn it into anti-oppression.
In a
all
way.
things.
Well, I think that kind of evolved into anarchy. Like, so that's why people started wearing masks and all this type of thing. Like, and then
Yeah, the
Right, it's
narrative that
not-
prevailed through is like
Yeah,
anarchist,
exactly.
innit? Like the purge and that. You know, Guy Fawkes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's what it kind of evolved into. Like, it did become the face of anarchy, and it's
Yeah.
like Guy Fawkes night. So you set off fireworks. You know, it was chaos apparently for a while. And
Rightly
it's the
or
same in
wrongly, though?
America.
Is that rightly or wrongly? As it became the face of it, rightly or wrongly?
I don't know. It's just is what it.
No, in your opinion, innit?
In my
Like,
opinion,
yeah,
what
yeah.
the Guy Fawkes is the face of anarchy.
No, like
That
him
is just turned
represent
into
him
that.
being associated with anarchy. Is that association to you? Would that be the right association or the wrong association?
For me, man, I just
Like, does
I
he
think there's
represent being an anarchist to you?
I think there's many examples. I think he's just the most famous one. People like
Yeah.
this. There's obviously people resonate with this kind of thing, this anarchy, anti-establishment
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I think that V for Vendetta film helped as well with that.
But
Yeah.
was he anti-establishment?
Yeah, of course he was.
Yeah, of course he was.
But he wanted to overthrow to install someone else, innit? So
Yeah, but it's still it's
that's-
anti-established. That
that's the-
establishment.
that's not anti-establishment.
How
though,
is it not? Because it was against that certain establishment.
Because
You can't
within
put-
that establishment, you'd have overthrew it
And then
with the basis
reinstalled
of
another
reinstating
establishment.
someone else in
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah,
within
yeah.
that
But my-
establishment, you would have just
Yeah.
gained control of it. You weren't trying to
But
get rid of
so
that.
you're saying
change the
establishment
face
is
altogether.
so you put all establishment in the same. There's different establishments.
All right, so if we
He was overthrowing that establishment.
so if we overthrew the government and then
That's that establishment.
yeah, but this is what I'm saying. So if me and you overthrew the government
Yeah.
and then me and you installed other people
That's
to
a
be
new
in charge,
establishment.
but are we anti-establishment?
I
We've
get-
just-
I get
we've
exactly what
overthrown
you're
them,
saying.
and
Yeah,
then
I get
we're
what you're saying.
establishing
Dictionary
ourselves
definition.
With-
innit?
within the confines
No, I get what you're
of
saying.
what was already there.
Okay,
innit?
then just change the
Yeah.
word. If you're anti, I'll just say I'm anti that establishment and then a specific establishment instead of just saying anti-establishment. But
Yeah, it's
when I say
semantics.
anti-establishment, I'm not. When I say anti-establishment, I mean a certain establishment. But if you want to take it as the whole establishment, that's
Yeah.
how you want to take. But if you need to look at what people are fighting against.
But
So
what-
he
what-
was anti-establishment to a point, but to a certain
But
establishment.
what you're saying would be
Yeah.
semantics if we was like divulging in like the terms within it, innit? Whereas I'm saying when you say establishment, you associate with the government, innit?
I
I
associate with
I
companies
associate
and
with the predominant power of the time.
Yeah, which
Which
would be
would
the
be that
government.
government.
Exactly.
And
So
then
what I'm
they
saying
are
is,
so there was anti that
if you're getting into
establishment and then they wanna be
specific
pro
ones, we're not
establishment.
getting into specific. We're talking about that, innit?
Yeah, so he's
that's
a pro.
being specific. Though.
But
No,
this is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Once
this
I-
whole argument is based on we know what Guy Fawkes. I don't know what they was gonna do next.
At the time, he
Yeah.
was anti that establishment. At the time, the anti-Catholic establishment. He was against
The Catholic
the ruling establishment at that time.
he was against what the Protestant establishment, innit?
Yeah, at
With
that
a
time.
view to install a Catholic establishment. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
yeah.
anti-establishment at
Yeah,
all.
and then what I'm saying is he was anti that establishment. Like it was anti. He still is
Well,
anti-establishment.
I'm
though,
saying
isn't
to
it?
me, if we're anti-establishment and we overthrew the government, you're just gonna fuck it all off, innit? You're not gonna get fucked. You're not gonna plot and machinate with a view to get them out and then put yourself in, you're not anti-establishment. You're just anti who's in charge at that time.
Yeah.
With a view to have someone else in charge in that establishment.
And what are they at that time? An establishment?
But then, so he's not anti-establishment then, is he?
We're going to go back and forth on this all day. Sorry,
I know what you're saying, but I'm just trying.
I'd love to switch gears on
We
this
get,
point.
we get what you're both
Absolutely.
saying. Like, Rich is saying, set establishment, I'm anti that
Yeah,
establishment.
that
You're
establishment.
saying, if you're against an establishment and then you replace it, you're not anti-establishment because you've still
Yeah,
got an
I get that.
establishment there. But if you was to destroy the establishment and then everyone was free thinking and have their own will, that's how you're seeing anti-establishment.
That's
yeah?
anarchy, innit?
So then it would be anarchy.
That would be actual anarchy.
It would be general anarchy. So, do you feel that having some sort of establishment is important from that?
Oh yeah, of course.
Would you say that?
What do you mean, though?
You always need
if you're
some type of order.
So you're
innit?
saying, all right, then, if you're anti-establishment, do you feel that there should be an establishment, but if you're anti-establishment, there shouldn't be one? You get what I'm
What,
saying?
as in now?
In general, how do you
Just in
feel?
general
Do
day-to-day
you
life?
feel that there shouldn't be an establishment? It should be anarchy. Everyone should be free thinking.
Yeah.
I disagree. No, I don't think it should be pure anarchy and pure free thinking. Because I'm not being funny. Most of our country, and no disrespect, I'm the same. I'm not the smartest.
Trust me.
I am not qualified to be free thinking enough to run this country. You know what I mean? So some establishment is good. Should we devolve it and make it more decentralized? Yes. But the question I'd ask is why is there no one attempting to overthrow the government anymore? Like as people, like I feel
Consequences.
we're very unhappy with how things are. Not just us, many probably around the world. I'd say most working class people are unhappy with their governments.
It's happening all
But
over the
they're
globe.
overthrowing all over the
It's
place,
just
aren't they?
not
Here's the
here.
thing, I could never ever see it happening in the UK. Not
It's
in
too,
my
people's too
lifetime.
controlled. They've
Too
got
comfortable
too
as well.
much
But
control.
people are too comfortable as well. They don't want to risk their comfortable lives. You know what I'm saying?
So
I'll
if people are
refine
too
my
co-
comment first, then it like there are some establishments that are beneficial, like NHS and
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Operations,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, that's calm. But then in terms of, I don't know, UK is passive, isn't it? It's a passive country.
Mm. Yeah, very.
But you're always going to get some sort of establishment, even if it
Bunch of
was anarchy and everyone was free
pussies.
thinking. You still get a load of people that group together. Would you still call that an establishment? You'd get a load of people that, okay, then we know how to look after people in healthcare. Someone gets
Yeah, I
sick,
get that.
bring them to
I
us.
get
It's still an
But then you might
establishment.
get
You know what I
split
mean?
off, Senate, where it goes into different communities that govern themselves in it, rather than having.
But they're all
Umbrella
establishments,
one,
aren't they? They're all
that
going to be their own
yeah,
establishments.
If you're going
And
by
that's what
that
I was
meaning,
trying to say
yeah.
about-
But then in this sense, you have one establishment split between a select few parties, which is just based on nepotism and rich kids that fight for power and then dictate for everyone. Whereas on the spin-off, you might get smaller communities. Like, you don't know how it would be set up in it. So you might have Bartley Green community where that governs itself, or Quinton community that governs itself like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which would be better for the people within it than having just
Just one central
one
government.
central
yeah,
ones. Yeah.
Like kind of like America's a bit like that in a way. Like every state's got their own kind of. You got the federal government, and you got the state government. Like the
State
state,
government,
you
yeah.
have state laws and federal laws.
Yeah.
So you can, like in some places in America, you can like weed's legal in some states, but federally it's still illegal.
Yeah.
So there's like a fucking weird thing going on where the country's telling you it's illegal, but that state's saying no, we're cool with it, it's legal.
Yeah.
So there's a little war there. So
Yeah.
it can work because some states are running it well, aren't they? They're running it well with their own
Yeah, it's
little because there's some death penalties still in some states. Some states are under death penalty.
What law do you think needs to go? We need to get not even us.
The
just-
war against drugs,
I was going to say in general.
Yeah, in general.
Does
In
it-
your opinion, the war against
petty drug crimes, all this bullshit.
Well,
What,
need
the
to get
war
off
on
it.
drugs.
we can talk about the war on drugs, but the UK have taken another step towards it, haven't they?
Pass me
yeah,
this.
it's
They've,
happening.
they've legalised it medically.
Like cannabis oil.
I don't know if cannabis products
It's
They
cannabis
cha-
oil.
yeah.
through.
think
I don't know. Is it just
CBD
oil?
CBD oil.
It's just oil. Yeah.
CBD oil.
in medication and
Oh
stuff.
no, they're actually doing cannabis, like full on cannabis
You
now.
can have
Legal-
cannabis
like, they're
on the
actually-
NHS now,
Okay.
Yeah.
and they're
Wouldn't
worrying
you do
about.
that anyway though?
Nah,
Prescription cannabis.
no, it might have been CBD oil, but they're worried about meeting the demands now. So now they've legalised it, but they're trying to control the legalisation of it They're worried about demands when anyone could just walk around the corner and say, "All right, then I'm cool."
Saying that, in Canada, they legalised it countrywide, I think.
Yes.
All the dispensaries were like fucked. Nothing left. First day.
Yeah.
Yeah, believe it.
There was queues for hours. Look at everyone getting weed. We're like that here.
Be manic.
Yeah, as long as it's regulated.
But if it's regulated,
There's
I'm
stalls
telling
on
you.
every corner. When the man would just sit there on a chair and
Everybody
It's
be
calm.
opening their own little weed shops and that.
trust me, there'd be bare of them, one on every corner.
But it'll be regulated.
They'd be
Innit?
like pubs.
It'll get into. It's like cigarettes and alcohol. As much as young people do get it, it's still hard for them to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you want young people to stop going on drugs and getting caught early, make them legal. They still get them. Everyone still gets them. But maybe less. At least it's controlled. You know what I'm saying? I think we just need to fuck this making drugs illegal and bad. Because most drugs are natural derivatives anyway. Make them legal. I wouldn't say sell them. Not like cannabis, perfect, but not cocaine. It's just don't make it illegal.
I think
Help these people instead.
the problem is the
You've got to stop
government.
demonising them.
They don't want to make it legal because they feel like they've got control of it. But what they don't realise is they've got less control of it by keeping it illegal.
But the
If they legalised it, they'd have way more control and know of what's going on across the country.
But
You
it's
know what I mean?
it's the government make more money if they legalise it. But then the pharmaceuticals run the government. They're bigger than the government. They have more money, more
They're
power.
just losing out.
So if the pharmaceuticals lose out, the government, it's just a mad fucking little war. It's like a little proxy war in political terms, and in a political war with different whoever got the most money, most power. That's who's going to prevail at the start. That's why the pharmaceuticals are still prevailing.
Okay, so the biggest argument against weed is this duty of care.
And
thing. So a lot of people feel like we shouldn't legalise cannabis because it's going to affect people, their brains, these kind of things, and how they're living their lives. So, do you think the government has a duty of care? Do you think they should be regulating people's lives and what they consume? No.
People, we've all got a brain.
They were going to do. People do it anyway. It's illegal. People are still going to.
You
do
can
it.
regulate to a point, but you can't.
You
You
never
can't
gonna have
regulate where
control.
you say you cannot have it at all, or you go into prison. I'm going to put you in a cage because you smoke some weed. I'm going to put you in a cage because you're selling a plant. You're selling a plant. I'm going to put you in a cage for selling a plant.
Most drugs come from a
The
plant.
fuck?
But yeah, in my personal opinion, it's all bullshit. It's about lobbying. So
The
if
way
there's-
it is
if there's
lobbying.
money behind it, if there's going to be corporations and money behind it that can lobby it, then it will go through.
It's like
It's
what
gonna
me
come
and you
through.
were saying before, innit? With cannabis, they created too much of a negative stereotype around it, innit? So now they're slowly backtracking.
Yeah,
But by making cannabis illegal, it allowed them to pass new laws and new statutes and that against it. Do you get what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
you get me? That's why.
Anyone else notice that like every other podcast we end up talking about drugs?
Yeah, probs.
How do we go from bonfire night to
Because
legalization of
yeah,
cannabis? Because I still have questions about bonfire night, fireworks, in that Chinese thing. How did that make its way into our
Good question.
into our celebrations? Obviously, I know
didn't
it's,
look into that.
I know it's gunpowder related because fireworks
Yeah.
made from gunpowder in it, or
yeah.
but how did a Chinese tradition work its way into one of our oldest traditions?
Wow, it's like everything. It's like trade, isn't it? It's this kind of cross communication. It's been going on for centuries, man, thousands of years.
Sure.
This is we talked about it last week, Halloween. How everyone's got these similar traditions around the world around the same time.
Yeah.
People travel in it.
And this
Yeah.
is the thing. We think, I don't know, man. We're
So-
not as unique and we're not as different as what we think we are.
Yeah, true. So bonfire night is no longer, again, just like Halloween, bonfire night, Christmas, Easter. Am I missing any?
But things would have already existed
Which
in
one?
it. But
All these, we
Oh,
no
yeah.
longer celebrate the original.
yeah, because
the
everything
original
would have
meaning.
the original form of what something is different to the end goal, innit? Like
So it's-
bonfire night.
It's
now.
evolved
It's
from...
about money, innit?
Yeah.
That's exactly what
Business,
I was gonna
innit? Whereas the original form, I don't really know what the original form is.
So it's
But
evolved
when you look
from-
back, there's
yeah.
traces like Celts set things on fire in it, but they call it Beltane and that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just the form that it's in now.
It was definitely the
And then-
Chinese though.
Yeah, Chinese definitely.
Prior to that, there's gonna be people that did similar things, but it's different, innit?
Mm.
So it could have been a Chinese, but
No,
then,
well, that's how far our history goes. So it is the Chinese.
so how
according
far,
to-
how
Yeah.
far, how
2,000 years ago.
But that's the same. That's coincides with the Celts as well, innit?
Yeah, but Marco.
Was it always on the 5th of November, though?
But you know what I'm saying?
No,
the Celts was
no.
in May.
The-
1st of
I-
May.
2,000 years ago is way like.
I wouldn't look too much into the fireworks thing because I just think it became commercially more available.
Yeah, commercial.
and
We're
they
talking
co-
about the bonfire, innit?
You've
Yeah,
just
and it
added it
ended
to
at
look at
18.
while you're at the
Exactly.
bonfire.
It's just
Yeah.
more commercially available, and they started calling it fireworks nights. The retailers did to boost sales in fireworks. So it's more commercial than
So
tradition.
Where
It's
we-
seen as a celebration, though, innit?
Yeah,
1294, England, UK, gunpowder was introduced. It says,
Okay.
and that was brought by Marco Polo brought it over in the 13th century. You know Marco Polo and the Silk Road.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So he went over to China, and
In the
he
night,
got 'em
you
back.
know what? 13th century.
yeah. And some scholars accredit the Crusaders with bringing back black powder to Europe when returning from the Holy War. So yeah.
It's a big thing, isn't it? Just think how easy
What
it is
was
to
the
do that now.
Crusades like?
Mm.
Christianity versus Islam. and
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah,
So where holidays are at the moment, like Christmas and that,
yeah.
they're going to be completely different in another 2,000 years, isn't it?
Potentially.
Oh, Christmas is changing. Look at when we were little to
When-
now.
Yeah, yeah.
Look how much has changed already.
Exactly.
It's horrible.
I think we
Everything.
we grew up in the most probably commercial. We in that like the commercial
Mm.
changeover. That was kind of our childhood. I think 80s and 90s.
Yeah, yeah. Everything
Man.
changed. 80s was a new, like it was mad.
Yeah,
And
but
the
then,
80s, like everything changed, like technology, like colour TV.
yeah, but then you got with the evolution of
You went from tape
technology,
players to CDs to MP3s
Yeah.
to Spotify.
or with the evolution of technology and the internet, innit? More information is more readily available, so people are starting to celebrate things less, innit?
Yeah, and I
there's a
think
lot of people that don't celebrate Halloween and all this shit, innit?
Yeah,
And there's
yeah,
a lot
it
of people
is.
that don't celebrate Christmas.
Christmas
So
and
everything's gonna
Easter
change,
and-
innit? Yeah, yeah.
Do you think they'll become extinct over time?
not extinct. I
Nah.
don't think it will be commercial though. I
Nah.
think it's going to come full circle. I think
Everything,
people will
yeah.
stop giving,
But then, and then you
stop
have
spending so much, and they're going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
more exchange of could be time and celebration. It's
Just
not
spending
gonna-
time with
so-
people, innit?
And then you also have things that don't tie in with Christmas, innit? Like Eid and all that shit, innit? Like
Yeah.
people
yeah.
have their own celebrations. Well, not shit, but
So do you
everyone
think?
has their
Yeah.
own celebrations.
Do you think
That's
over time these celebrations will revert back to their original meanings, down to the small people that will celebrate it specifically for that? Because obviously, if it's commercial for us now, eventually it's going to die off. Like you said, like you all said, we're going to lose meaning towards it. People aren't going to be celebrating, spending money on it. So then it's just going to leave the small amount of people that celebrate it for what it actually is, isn't it?
Mm.
But you only really see Christmas and shit through a Western lens, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
in that Western lens, it is changed.
I can't wait for the Christmas podcast.
Ah.
Are you mad? I cannot
I love
wait
Christmas
for this
though, man.
podcast.
So
Nah, that's
around,
always going to be a sick
Yeah.
podcast. 'cause you
around
love
the
it.
world,
Oh,
I don't
man.
really know how the 25th of December is looked upon. To be
Oh,
honest.
we're going to get into that shit, T.
Okay, we'll see.
In Europe, it's different. Even in
We got
Europe,
a
just
month.
over the pond, they celebrate it different to
Yeah,
us.
like in Germany,
Mhm.
they celebrate Christmas on the 24th.
Exactly.
I know, Christmas Eve.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's not get into that.
Already,
too tough
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
Let's
Paul-
not get into that because that's a whole another
La,
podcast.
la, la,
And
la,
people
la,
are gonna
la,
hate
la,
me
la,
for
la,
that.
I
ain't gonna
love
lie.
Christmas. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know you do.
I can't wait, bro.
I'm gonna dress as an elf for the Christmas podcast.
I'll dress as your mum.
Well, yeah, what you're gonna do is
I had to pick my jaw up off the floor, and I was like,
Do you have
"Right,
to
on
use
the
a-
podcast, you're gonna get he's gonna get banged in his face when he walks to your house."
Don't,
and he
don't,
does.
don't
No.
let him say
He's
that.
gonna
to
come
you.
in and that.
that was some bullshit. That was.
I was thinking
That was a
calm and
low
that.
blow.
I know, yeah,
Other
yeah.
people are free. The mic stands out.
Trust
the
me,
way
you're going off.
What are you saying?
I think we should end the podcast right now.
Should we end it right now?
You gonna take this outside, lads? You gonna take it outside, or do you want to
Nah,
take
it's
it to the
just-
gym?
Just,
Just 11 o'clock in the morning,
Bang
yeah.
him up in
look,
the gym.
here's a thing.
He
with
knows
the
it's
gloves
all
on.
fun.
Gonna put the gloves
He
on.
knows
lads.
it's all
It's
fun.
all good fun. No, no.
Spants,
Here's a
innit?
thing with
Richard and Darren
you know,
Bants.
he's a crazy guy. So he's gonna, he's a loose cannon.
One day you're gonna stop defending him, Daz. One day you're gonna snap. I
Oh
see
yeah,
it.
it's coming.
I
It's
see it.
coming. I've already
Snapped to me
said.
one time before in his life.
Yeah, but you didn't know what to do, did you?
I did. I
From
laughed
what
my
I
ass
can
off. I loved it.
If Darren switched, yeah, I don't know.
I
Finally.
loved it. He switched on me because I told him to. I told him to eat his food like better.
Oh yeah, he was just being a dickhead, man.
Who eats nibbles, man? Eat like cuts his sausage into these tiny little strips and that, just nibbles it.
What if,
I was
you
like,
say,
bro,
what if he's
I was-
really enjoying it?
I was
and
like, bro,
savouring the
just
taste?
cut the fucking sausage properly and eat it properly. He's like, yo, just let me eat let me eat how I eat. You're getting all upset.
But don't you slow down the way you eat and that? Like, if you're really enjoying something and you don't want it to
You
end.
cut it into paper thin slices. Your sausage. You
If,
cut
if
your
there's-
sausage
if
into
I'm
paper
enjoying
thin.
something, I'm going to take my time, though.
Paper thin.
Wasn't paper thin.
Paper thin.
I know what you're like, exaggerate.
Well, bro,
Exaggerations.
Bro, I could
Ah,
see through the
disgusting.
sausage. I could see through the sausage. That's how paper
Window
thin this
sausage.
motherfucker.
Bonfire on the sausage. Bonfire on the sausage.
So, man,
bro.
are you man going to fireworks displays or what?
Yeah,
Does anyone go to a fireworks display?
No.
I ain't going anywhere, Richard Greer anymore. Fuck that guy. I'm sick
Yeah,
of his oh, am I joking? But no.
For all the shit I chatted, I'm going to one later still.
Standard.
Bonfire and that.
Bonfire.
By 5 o'clock.
Da-na-na-na.
I'm not going to anything tonight.
I ain't
It's a
standing
kids
out in
thing,
no
you know.
cold. I'm going home and playing Red Dead Redemption.
I'm getting it next week.
Yeah! Ha!
I can imagine you sat there in your cowboy hat and that.
I do. I've got my
socks
lasso
on.
and that. Just pretend I'm on my horse with my fucking game of
And
control.
your chaps.
My chaps.
Assless chaps. You know the things that the cowboys
Yeah, but I
wear?
put trousers under my chaps, man. Yeah.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
It's not a nice image, but it's good.
Each to their
I'll
own.
pay.
Richard's going to watch that.
Oh, Red
The
Dead's
look,
sick, man.
you know.
Nah,
These
it's-
man get
it's
deep
amazing.
into
Look, yeah.
games and that. Yo, just got Red Dead, you got it. And I'm thinking, bro.
You don't get it. See what I mean? You don't get it.
Make
No, you
us
do.
understand.
Don't act like you don't sit there and be like, I
wish.
feel like I'm missing
Now,
out.
some days I feel like, yo, shall I buy a console for Christmas? No.
I just want to go home, man.
Because
I
I'm
want to
missing
finish
out.
this pod,
Wrap
man.
it yourself for that.
That's how I used
Is
to
that-
feel.
is that
right, the
the-
leg.
But you
That's
see how
I
you
wanna
feel
finish
now.
Spider-Man.
That's how I used to feel in like year 8 and that. Like, yo, I'm going to go home, play Dragon Ball
That's
Z
all I
and
want,
that.
bro.
But then I grew out of it, innit? I used to
grew
like
out of it.
speeding home from work and that. Like,
I'm speeding on from here.
so play, get me?
I'm like, we're finished. That's a
Let's
wrap.
go. We got
Everything's gone.
I
Come on,
grew
lads,
out
we gotta
of it,
go.
man. I grew out of it.
Right, that's calm.
Yeah,
Each to their own, innit?
But everybody
I like
in the
gaming.
group chat, everyone's playing FIFA and that, and I'm just there, like,
Yeah,
yo,
no, I ain't
on
playing
YouTube and that.
I
Like,
love FIFA.
Huh?
I get angry on FIFA. I
I
can't
don't
play
like
FIFA.
it anymore.
Can't play it.
no, everyone's been gassing
Fuck
FIFA.
FIFA.
I
and
lose. I lose all the time. I get mad. Breaking pads and.
that. No, everyone's gassing Red Dead and it, and I'm saying, should I
Red
get it?
Dead. It's really good though, man.
Everyone's gonna be gassing Anthem in February.
Anthem.
Yeah,
What's
Anthem. Oh, and is that have you seen that Samurai game? There's some bad boy. I'll send you the link. That's an affair discussion.
But it's
Bad
the
boy
same
Samurai
in
game.
Fortnite. These I was going, yo, you on Fortnite? Yeah.
Yeah, I still
Look
play
at me,
Fortnite.
like, it's just a bit, yo.
Gunman down.
I
There's
just
all-
left out and that.
I'm not allowed in the Fortnite.
You're allowed,
Career
man. You
anymore.
just don't play. This geezer, every excuse, I ain't got a mic. I need a mic. Yeah, that's it. Goes to
Nah,
Tsushima.
use that are elitist when it comes to
I'm
gaming,
not.
man. In
I'm
the
not.
group chat, Daz and T don't game, man. They can't fucking game. They ain't playing our game.
We ain't gamers, bro.
I told you to get a
Game,
console. That
bro.
ain't me. It
Oh,
sound- it
that's-
sound like a poor impression. Of
Man
me.
It's-
said, man
it sounds-
I
said,
told you to get a console. Das.
It sounds, yeah, true. It sounds like something
and
Rich
you,
would say.
Ricky, I
innit?
told you both. Get a console.
I want one. I like the idea, but just like, am I
No, it's
gonna
calm
play a
because it's just
console?
there, and it's like
it'll take.
bored.
You don't do it. It ruins your life, man. Don't do it, bro. You spend so many hours on it, man.
It depends.
That's what I mean,
Mine's a
I'm just
time
like,
filler. I
mm.
tend to go on mine late at night when everyone's asleep and I ain't got nothing to do.
He's always on it.
Up till 3 a.m.
night.
ones and that. I
Bro,
remember
I
them
was
ones doing all nighters on that on Pro and that. Like, yo,
Yeah, are you on about
I
this
hear
week?
Nah. When I was in Prague, you and Lloyd were on it every day. Every day. I come back
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Prague
yeah.
and them two got no time. No time to play anymore.
Mrs. was on a night shift. Sienna's in bed.
For 2 weeks.
I've done my editing podcast. Yeah. I've
2
done my-
weeks straight,
my
every
editing-
day.
It weren't
14
every
Nah,
day.
loose.
I weren't every day.
I was in that group
I weren't
chat
every
every
day.
day and I was like, I'm in Prague and they're both just playing every day.
Oh, yeah, play
Let's
every
play
day.
Literature's away, let's
It was
play.
last week, Monday, Tuesday. We ask you, blush, shut up, man. We ask you to play. You're like, nah.
Yeah, because you take it serious, man.
No one says you can't.
You take it
I'm
too
not having this
serious, bro.
discussion on air, though.
Lewis, you've got a
Let's
track
rewind
record, though, haven't you? Now,
What's that?
Who is it?
the
Marcus Rashford.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
we just had a goal.
What are you saying, Das?
We're just saying it's a bit of a track record. Remember when Rich was emotional before when you was playing Fortnite without him? Then
Oh yeah. I
so
remember.
He doesn't get involved.
is it you?
No
or
one's
is it
saying.
Rich?
It's him.
No.
My man's on. Right, you go online, yeah. Everyone will be online. You'll see Richard playing. He's just. I don't even know what the fuck he plays, man. Some role playing shit. Not our type of games.
It's not
Try
even,
invite
it's
him
not
to a
even
chat.
game.
You try invite him to a chat to play. Man don't join. Then you're saying you're playing Rich. Nah, I ain't got a mic. Don't worry, just play. Nah, I ain't playing without a mic.
That was like a month ago.
You didn't tell us you had a mic. The geezer's in the same group chat as us when we arranged to fucking play.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yo,
We
you're
got a
Fortnite, you're
PlayStation.
Fortnite.
We got a PlayStation group chat for jumping on. Yeah. Beyond rare. My man reads everything.
Hold on.
Everything. Do you
Hold on.
join?
You
Go on,
talk
say
every time you're
talk to
talking.
me,
You're
talk
like
to me.
me, Jake, you. So you, Lloyd, Jake,
No, we don't.
and you have got fourth persons. How
No,
am I
we
supposed to get in?
You are the fourth.
How am I? You said Stuart's hand. fourth.
Jake's missing. Yeah, because you never run. We need a fourth.
Bullshit.
You're a waste, man.
It's
I can't
Yeah,
believe
see
this.
what
This
this game is doing to
stupid
these two.
conversation, man.
Emotional
Stupid
and that.
conversation. Nah, he's
You're
winding.
such a
Do you
waste,
know what it is?
God
No, it's my own fault.
You can't get it.
It's
You're
my
playing
fault.
without me.
Because I let him push my buttons.
Fucking no.
What you want about?
I always let you push my fucking
I
buttons.
get
man.
it. Cancel
I get
pushing
aggy.
buttons.
Yeah. Done. DeMarco. Bang. Bang. You ain't pushing no buttons.
They
though.
don't
Push
watch
that
that.
button,
Or
baby.
they don't get that.
I will push that button.
Don't get him started.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright,
yeah,
guess
cool.
guess what life changing thing I done yesterday?
What'd you do, Daz?
Darren?
What did
I
you do?
called a house phone. I called a house phone.
What's one of them, Daz?
A landline. When's that time you
what's
called?
that?
I called my friend on his landline.
What's that
On
landline?
his what? It was weird. He was confused. He said, "He's watching TV." So, what?
What's ringing?
What's that noise?
Everyone stopped. So that was froze. Oh, what's happening here?
People don't even have house phones for the internet, innit? Like,
I'd pay for a house phone. I ain't got one.
I ain't got one
Yeah,
either.
exactly.
Just got internet.
the last time I had used the house phone, I probably phoned you or something, innit? Like, yo,
Yeah, you were. That's what I
what
was
time we
thinking.
walk in school tomorrow? You know what I mean? Like,
Could only phone after 7 p.m. and that.
just for the hour and
For an hour.
Get me.
Get off the phone.
Remember that? Yo, what's your number? 0121. Like, I know it's 012. I didn't. Like,
Trust me.
Hello.
You can't.
that's how the game changed,
it's
didn't it?
Trust me.
You had to talk to people's mum first.
Trust me.
Hello.
Can I speak to Darren, please?
No, I used to MSN. I'm gonna call you in a second.
Yeah, the
Make sure you answer the phone.
MSN.
Chick girl you was on about on the phone. Oh,
Trust me.
cool.
Trust me. Chase.
Your mum's like, hold on a sec. In the background, I'm like,
Your mum's chatting to her friends. Like, Mum,
just
can you get off the phone so I can go on the internet, please?
Oh, that was a nightmare.
remember you picked it up. He's on the internet. Yeah. No. That was mad.
Good days, man. Good days.
So yeah, just see how these little things from the past can just make you. I saw his house phone looking all dusty and that when I went round. I was like,
Just fingerprints from where he answered.
let me see if this still works. Let's see if I remember his number from 15 years ago. 15 years since I rang someone's house phone.
The only house phone.
Other than my own, than my
Yeah,
mum's and
I
that.
just and that's because they don't use mobiles, isn't it? Your granddad uses mobiles.
It's not mobile, it's like,
he's
don't
not
answer
hot
that
on it.
either.
Yeah.
That as well, and then a moan and like
You never call me.
you've got
You
like
never-
10
you
missed
never
calls.
send me
You on about?
Nah, no one else get that.
Nah.
What you mean?
I get like every now and again I'll get like a message off my mum. Like, my mum's messaged me.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Me and mum, me and your mum, we share some.
Daz.
We're good friends
I'm
on
not Daz.
good friends on Facebook, bro.
Nah, I know you are. I see ya.
I like
See
things
you
and
and
that.
I see you every.
That was just watching like,
Darren's like,
ooh.
don't do it, don't do it, don't cross the line.
I wondered where it was going.
Oh,
You know your reputation, you know, when man's talking to you in the street, like, yeah, podcast.
Oh man.
People was advocating his behaviour and that. Just let him be himself. I was like, you mean let
himself.
like we're suppressing him and that.
Listen, we'll never stop you from being you, Rich.
I just get beat
Do
up.
you,
I just get beat up because when it cross lines, man.
You should upload some.
I don't mean it.
You should upload some of your other videos, man.
No, I think they're brilliant.
I've sent some mad ones to Lewis on the toilet and shit. Mad ones.
I get some mad videos. Being mad, just chatting madness all the time, man. I get them like first thing in the morning. I wake up, just Richard having a. You know the background. You know
What,
the
the toilet
bathroom. You know the bathroom. You know the bathroom.
Echoey and that as well.
Yeah. He's having a whale of a time in the bathroom by himself, man.
About that pupil that's 30 years old. Who found that?
This is
that
Louis
you,
saw
Ricky?
too.
Nah, that was
Oh, yeah.
T. So we can talk about it.
He's claimed he was 30. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have brought this up. He's 30, bro. I went to school to raise concerns. Teacher shut me down, saying all his documents were few children in my class who looked old for their age, but this is something else.
So basically,
Yeah.
because the geezer made a post saying, "Can you believe something about what is it?"
Oh, is he man? Stepdaughter's a puberty. Decide for the school's response. Because they don't know he's 30, but
If
would
you're
you
in
pull him
class,
out of school?
But
Would you pull
basically,
your daughter out of school?
He made a post people have taken their kids out of
Because
school.
some
till they
person
get
said, I suggest if anyone's children in the same class,
Take them out of school because there's a 30-year-old.
in case
That's
it's
They
a
get
big
taught
man,
by
innit?
people that are older. They get taught by people that are older. That's what it's saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, what is it? Suspected he was 30 and he was doing weird shit, but they just suspect he's 30.
If my man's just added that
If
doing
that-
maths,
If that was me though, and there's a geezer and he's 30 and he's not the teacher, but he's in the class,
With you and
calm and that, like, dubbing everyone up on the playground.
Can I
Shoulder
play?
barge, man.
can I play?
Check tonight, yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? There's that agreement there.
He's in a
But
year.
But he's like
calm
6'5"
down.
and that.
He's got Benjamin Button disease.
Man's like
Mad.
6'5" and woman. That.
30-year-old
'Cause they don't know if he is. You know, when it's children, you
Yeah.
can't post stuff about him under 16 or 18, innit? Suppose him.
Peak if he
Yeah,
is-
but we
if
knew a
he's not
couple.
30.
Let's be honest. We knew a couple of people that look older. Like,
30.
nah, bro. There's one geezer. I don't even want to say no names, and I don't even want to say no names. If I write this name down, man, them are gonna know.
We all had one though, in every school, I think.
Nah,
I get what you're saying, but
nah.
he was tiny though.
Was
He was tiny though, innit?
That's-
he
do you know
kinda
my
fit
man?
in.
Yeah, but he spoke
yes,
like an old
yeah.
man. It looked like an old man.
But
Just down the boozer.
but to
Down the
some-
boozer.
To some
The
people,
bar.
In year
Calm
6.
and-
nah, but
No,
to some,
lads.
some people,
Trust me, that's what I mean. Benjamin Button done.
Nah.
Nah, is this what-
Nah.
yeah, year 7, bro. It's year 7.
nah, done. Oh,
Are
he
you
signed.
sure?
You know,
That's not year 7.
my man took his son to the school, signed him up, and
It's not like year 9 or something,
No,
No,
that's
he's in a
taking
year
the
7
piss.
class.
bro.
He's in a year 7 class.
Yeah, quite.
yeah,
Yeah,
right, he's an asylum seeker. Yeah,
Yeah.
who believed to be Iranian. He's
See in year 7, if you're 15.
Oh, yeah. So it's wrong anyway, isn't it?
yeah.
What the fuck?
So I was in year
For the
7.
school.
Yeah, but you
Well,
know,
yeah,
if
but
you're
he's got
bringing a man into
But
the
he's got
school
the
and that.
documents.
If you're 15,
They
you're
can't
at year
refuse him,
11,
can
innit?
they? Legalized him there.
Yeah, but before you let him into the school, don't you investigate on suspicion? You don't let him into the school.
Wouldn't be in year 7. You'd be like 10 and that.
Yeah, 10, and it
But I've seen
It
someone
depends
in,
on.
in year
Ah.
11.
There's
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
said
yeah.
though, my kids have both said that in person he looks a lot younger than the photos. I have to say my son is in different classes with him and never found him disruptive, abusive, rude or a hindrance. So maybe you do take pictures though and some people you look older
It's
and
not year
younger in
7.
certain
Do
pictures.
you know something?
Yeah, I think he's like 18 or something.
Did it say year 7 in that thing?
No, he's in the year
I'm
7.
in school and I'm thinking,
Save
yo,
that.
But that, bro.
Save that.
you're going to
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
put
yeah.
it up as a picture, innit?
Yeah, save that to the people.
How'd you print
that can
screen
save
that
it.
shit?
Just right click it and save.
You're going to have to put it in here, innit? So people
I ain't
can
working.
see it.
That's mad days.
That's mad. But I've seen man in school uniform and I'm thinking, man's like
Yeah,
6'5". There must be something in
It's
the
that
water.
pro hormone, isn't it, man?
Bro, I'm telling you.
Everyone's getting wham. It's
What
gonna
these
get crazy.
Kids now are massive, bro. Like 6'5" and that. And how you get 6'5"?
Yeah. Have you seen
Huge, innit?
Samoan kids? Have you seen a Samoan kid at 12 years old?
Nah.
Nah.
Look 30.
Yeah.
Bigger than 30-year-olds. Bigger than all of us. Beat
Bro,
the shit out of us as well.
I've seen man in school with better beard than what I had and that. And
You
I'm
get-
like, how? How?
That's mad.
Beard envy, innit?
Trust me.
Trust me. Bex
What
and that.
Hormones in the water.
Got
innit?
angry and cut it off.
Big and femme and that, innit? Or the estrogen in the water and that is peak, innit?
That's what it might be around here, isn't it? Putting the estrogen in the
That's what's
water,
dropping
and
it in
making
the
us little
reservoir,
bitches. That's why our masculinity's going down,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's why man are blocking
Man are
that
getting all
eyebrows and that.
sensitive and that.
Dickhead.
Yeah.
Shots.
Shots fired.
No different than shaving your face.
No, it must be,
man.
bro. It's
That is
not. It
very
is different,
different,
bro. It's
It's
different.
different, bro.
It's
It's
different.
different,
No,
bro.
it's different.
What is?
Plucking your eyebrows and shaving your face is different.
No, I'm not.
As
I'm
a
not-
man.
I'm not. We're not getting into this. We got.
As a man, yeah.
There's a whole
As,
section.
as a man,
As a
There's a
man.
whole section.
as a man,
As
it's
a man, what?
manly to. Oh, feminists will go off on me for saying that.
Nah, but the lines are getting blurred, innit? That's
Yeah,
what I'm
big
saying.
time.
They're fucking
There's
blurred.
a new clothing brand on ASOS, isn't it?
switched it.
What, the unisex one?
Yeah, have you seen it?
Nah, I just knew it'd be obvious next
Ah.
step.
They
innit?
got every
What?
like every. You know, like when you go onto male and female clothes or whatever,
Oh.
and you look at the models wearing the clothes, they've got a male and a female wearing exactly the same thing on everything.
You know what? This isn't new though, don't you? Everyone's going on like it's
I'm
Yeah,
sick.
like it's
I'm
a,
sick
a
of it.
brand new trend.
Some things are unisex though, innit? Like you see the
Yeah,
man's
it's
and the
car.
woman's and it's the same. I'm like, bro,
Exactly.
If I see a woman's clothing and it looks like a man's clothing, I'm gonna buy it. Okay.
You
Don't
just
have to
said
make a unisex middle. You know, I'm just saying you don't need
you
to make a
just- you was
unisex.
against it. You
No, I wasn't. I'm just sick of making a whole new fucking
Now, but back a day,
whole
yeah.
new what do you call it? A thing.
Nah, it's not like you go on there and you click on unisex. There probably will be that option eventually.
So you got men,
but at the moment,
female.
when you're looking at the men's clothes,
yeah.
it will just show you in the men's
No,
section.
that's cool. That's
but
cool.
there'll be a female model wearing the exact
No,
same
that's
thing
cool.
in
That's
the same
cool.
picture. That's
I
all I'm
thought you
saying.
meant there's a whole
Yeah,
new
that's
I thought it
fucking
was clever.
section.
I thought it was clever. No.
Ah.
But there will be, obviously. There'll be a unisex
Ah,
section
that's fine. That's
for
fine.
the people that, all right, then I only want to see the man them.
But
I
back
only
in the
wanna see
day,
girl them
when
stuff.
some man had small feet and that, they used to buy the women's trainers as well, innit? Because the colours was better.
My brother buys women's trainers still.
Because in some design, the colours was better. You couldn't get them in men's, innit? Like, even now, since some women's trainers, I think, they're sick.
Yeah,
They're in
yeah,
men's.
yeah.
And they're looking men's, they're not there, innit?
I bought a
Yeah,
pair of
same.
some of my CrossFit gym trainers are women's,
Yeah.
but they're sick.
But just trainers,
argue.
though. Can you have men and women's trainers? Or just trainers, innit?
Just footwear,
So
innit?
it's
But then
just-
that argument carries on through clothes.
It's just the
'cause-
colour scheme,
because
innit?
of
It's because
what we've
pink's
been told,
associated with women, innit? The
Yeah,
colour
yeah,
scheme's
yeah.
It's
different.
more
innit?
feminine in
Yeah.
quotation marks for people that are not watching.
But if you have Air Max is Air Max, then it's the same
Yeah,
design
it's
of the
exactly the
trainer,
same
just the
trainer.
colour scheme.
Yeah,
They said
yeah.
that's the woman's colour scheme. That's the man's colour scheme.
Get off your
whereas
phone, Darren.
But that's just 'cause what we've been said, innit?
Clothes is different, innit? Because if you're
Dad.
if you're a man and you're in a dress and that, that's
it's,
a bit.
it's here, yeah, mate. So Richard thinks he's my dad. Like,
Debatable.
and he said sometimes, like, he tries to, he thinks he's my old man.
All I'm saying, talk to Karen.
Oh, wow.
Peak.
Whoa.
Mm.
What the?
Rah.
These, you know, the ones you just like
Jeez, yeah.
headphones are off, bro. Just put them on the side and that. Just walk off, bro.
So what time you going bonfire to?
It starts at 5.
Nah, I apologise. Go on, what you
That's
saying?
disgusting, man.
Now I was looking at a story. I saw it in a week. Some woman's bank account got cancelled with some transgender because she sounded like a man on the phone.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen
So-
that. I've seen
I
that.
see that often.
I did see that.
So do you sympathise with a transgender or
Nah.
with a person
The
on
bank.
the other end of with the bank?
The bank. If you don't know though, genuinely,
You
innit?
wouldn't know, innit? Like,
And all and I'm positive when I read the story, they just asked for I'd like send some ID. That was all it was, innit? At the end of it, just send some ID and then it's all cool. If
Yeah,
I sounded like
but
I
to
sounded
be
like a
fair-
woman, Daz, if I sound like a woman
Go on.
and I phoned up, I don't know,
If you rang your bank
yeah,
and
I
you
sound-
sounded
I
like a
had
woman,
yeah,
you'd expect them to red flag that, innit?
of course. And
It's a
then
security issue.
I'd be angry. I would be angry. Everybody you get worked up. It would be frustrating. I understand that person's
From their perspective.
very frustrating, isn't it?
I'd expect it.
You know, you just say, but you should expect it.
You should expect
Yeah,
it.
you should expect it.
If you've got a female's name on there
Mm.
and you're talking to them on the phone sounding like Barry White, you should expect them to fucking flag it.
Just expect
I
it.
would.
That's
Yeah,
not
that's-
they're
that's
not being
normal, innit?
discriminative.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not doing. They're being
They're doing their job, if
discriminative.
anything.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
People are
Just
sensitive
relax,
though, innit?
man. Stop being so sensitive. Just
Everybody's
get on with it.
mad sensitive.
Get on with it, bruh.
So you're gonna
I
have
mean,
to.
sis, bruh, whatever. Just get on with it, man.
So you think you're gonna have to start declaring that you're transgender when you're kind of filling out these the forms and accounts and that now?
they don't want to declare it though.
but in
'cause
some
they
places,
want to
Yeah,
be
they
known
don't
as a
wanna-
male or a female.
like
don't
in
they?
Canada, haven't they changed like the titles?
The-
There's a debate over the title of Mr. and Mrs. in it.
How is it?
Yeah, there's a bit. I can't remember what they was trying to change it to. Was
Trying
it
to
like
change everything.
it's like ZR or something?
know,
Or
change.
something like that. Yeah, basically, there's a debate over their title. It's
Like
saying
Kleenex
out of
on that as
respect, changing a title out of respect, innit?
I
Can't remember,
respect.
Dead, man.
can't remember
That's
the
dead.
deeds.
All these arguments are dead. The fucking Kleenex man-sized tissues, dead.
You can't have it. Imagine
Yorkies.
Yorkies.
Yorkies just for men.
Man
Dead.
bar. What? It's
What are you
not.
crying for?
Stop
Shut
crying.
up, man.
You know, and who cares? Go buy a Yorkie. If you're a woman, just go buy it. Not gonna stop you from buying it. They're just advertising, just making it a funny advertisement, man. Fuck me.
But I
Just go
see
buy
things
a
all the
fucking
time,
Yorkie.
like classes and that, and it's like women only.
Yeah, that's true. That is.
Women only car
Yeah,
insurance.
women only classes.
Women only
women
sections
can't.
in gym.
Imagine there was a man's only car
women's
insurance.
gym and
Outrage! Outrage! It's fucking madness. I'm like, what about Sheila's wheels, man?
Sheila's wheels, man.
What the
Women's
fuck?
only driving.
I've seen
instructors and
driving
that.
schools as well,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
women only as well.
Fucking
It's like,
hell.
oh,
What
right.
Bob's wheels? You know what I mean? Bob's wheels, bro.
They get Women's Day at the races.
Fucking hell.
It's mad.
They get Ladies' Day concerts.
The world's going mad, bro.
Can't say all this though.
We ain't crying
Bro,
about
we're
that.
gonna get killed out here. Like,
Fuck that.
leave this yard.
Say something. Like Audrey. Get shut down.
Say something.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
If you're feminist, say
Bang.
something.
Anti Audrey.
Anti bullshit, done. All this is bullshit. Fuck your bullshit. Keep it to yourself. done. No one gives a shit.
Nah.
No, I mean it. You're saying nah.
No, I mean
That-
it as well. But they just need to relax. They don't mean it where I just hate women.
Just
Nobody hates
everyone,
women.
Just calm down.
Just
Stop
relax.
Being so
Just fucking
goddamn
relax.
sensitive, man.
Because I'm just gonna
That's
lose
what I'm
my
saying.
shit.
Everyone's just sensitive now.
Trust
It
me,
doesn't-
little pussies.
You
With
can't
pussy
say
It'd be
that.
wrong of us to say tell them to grow some balls as well, though.
You
Any
can't
that'd be
say
wrong
that.
too. And
Yeah, that'd be
Am I going too far there?
Probably over the line.
You can't even say you're a pussy.
Grow some
'cause
balls.
Apparently, you're saying women are just weak. You can't say you're a pussy.
Ah, shit.
You can't say it.
Oh,
What can
man.
you say?
You can't. I don't know.
You're weak.
You
Can't say
wink,
nothing
weakling.
That's me.
Everyone's,
So can I
everyone's
tell a man to
sensitive.
stop being a baby, or is that
Everyone's
against
sensitive
babies?
about
Babies,
is
something.
that discrimination against babies? Stop being a baby.
And there's stuff like that as well with kids that
Yeah.
in the womb, like they're not even born yet, and they're saying, like the parents are taking their rights away because they're making them not a woman. I mean, no, they're choosing their sex already and all this bullshit.
I seen a funny post on
What
about
the fuck?
about gender scans, saying you can't get a, you're gonna have to wait till they're 8 years old and for them to tell you before you can have a gender scan.
How old?
8. Well, it's probably younger. You have to wait for them to tell you. Like, there won't be gender scans. You just have to wait for them to tell you what they are.
When
So
there were
there'll be
things
no gender
before
until
as
they're ready
well
to tell you.
about with your kids as well that you have to get consent. Like when you change in your child's clothes and that, you have to get consent that you can change.
What, the
their clothes and
parents?
that. Yeah, from the child. I was like, bruv,
I have to write bare contracts out when I have kids, man.
consent. I'm
I'm just
not.
gonna have a pile of contracts.
So if you
man.
got a child
But-
and you're getting
hold on.
a change, you're supposed to
Pre-signed
have
and written
consent.
and
And that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After I
yeah.
change your nappy, can you just sign this?
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Sign this
mad
disclaimer
scribble
and that. Yeah, yeah. Fuck off.
Yo, I'm just about to beat your ass. Can you just sign this
Sign this
disclaimer? Jesus.
It just states that you won't sue me and take me to court. You won't phone the child protection agencies.
Ah,
Nah,
it's just
mad.
it's a crazy world.
It's the world we live in now.
Just everybody start. I'm not gonna say man up.
No,
I
you
can't say
you
man up. I can't say stop being bitches. I can't say grow some balls.
You can't say stop
say
being a
being-
pussy.
Okay, everybody just get stronger. Yeah, just be stronger,
Be the strongest version of yourself.
man. Trust me, it's okay to be offended. It's okay to be offended, but you need to
shut
understand
up.
why. You need to understand why you're offended and how. Like maybe you need to change the way you think when you're offended by something. You need to look into it more and see how that other person is thinking. You know what I mean?
But
They
maybe
can't just think
sometimes-
in your
Yeah.
terms and your
Why
way.
should I have to put up with people's bullshit though?
It's true.
You,
Yeah, but-
you say something to me, I'm offended. Why
Yeah.
do I have to change? Because you offend me.
But then
Why
why
do I have
does
to change for
why
you?
does he have to change for you, innit? Like because you're sensitive. You know what
You're
I'm
too
saying?
sensitive.
But
to
then-
what I'm saying.
You're
Un-
the
un-
offensive one.
Un-
But then
unless-
you're offending me because you're offended.
Well, you started the offending first.
See what I mean? It's just ridiculous.
They don't want.
How about just stop being weak, be strong.
They don't.
How
Want.
dare you say that to me?
It hasn't got the same impact, has it?
No.
There's no
How
impact.
about stop
in that.
being a pussy, grow some balls, you little
Yeah,
bitch.
but a common sense solution would be, you know, it's not a blanket thing. Everyone's individual, innit? What offends you might not offend them. Innit?
Yeah.
So you just take it on
Just
an individual
understand that,
basis,
man. Yeah,
innit?
man. Yeah.
You'll alter your communication based on whoever it is that you're talking to
Exactly.
at that time. innit?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like when someone describes you as the coloured lad, isn't it?
Yeah, I say, brother, I'm not coloured, number one. Do you get me? Just
But I'm not going off on a bitch tangent about it. I will tell, like, I'll just say, you know, coloured. I don't really like that.
there's too many trigger
But I'm
words now, innit?
But I'm
And
not
it
going
just-
on the internet and making a whole group. I'm making groups, going out marching with tea, saying, we're not fucking coloured.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm not going around going,
Not
I'm,
half cast.
yeah, I'm not hard. Yeah, just I'll just let the piece, just let
There's-
them know.
There's
Just let
too
them
many
know.
trigger words, and if you let them get to there, they'll consume you.
Yeah.
innit? Like,
Exactly.
get
You
me?
can't say,
You spend your whole life
logic
looking
fails.
for it and
You just
dodging it.
become an
and-
emotional person, innit?
And to be
No, you
fair,
can't
the
say
more
that.
you dodge it as well, the more you get offended by it when you
Yeah.
do actually
the
hear
more
it.
you're being offensive.
Like if you live in the real world, you're gonna hear this shit,
It
man.
offends me when someone goes, that coloured, black, Afro-Caribbean, I mean,
Yeah,
that-
confused on that.
Yeah.
Don't know what to
Yes.
say.
they don't know what to say. Just say black man.
Someone
Just
said
say that black man over there.
I'm not
Someone said
offended by it.
Afro-American before. to describe me.
Afro-American. I'm
It's
bro-
been so peace. I was popping. Afro-American. Okay.
Excuse me, I'm dual heritage.
Yes, I'm dual heritage.
Dual heritage. Fuck
That's
off,
it. You
man.
can't. It's not even mixed race anymore.
Nah,
is it?
dual
It's
heritage, bro. Fuck it.
It went from half caste to mixed race to dual heritage.
But it's a trap, though. It's a trap because we got all these trigger words.
Yeah,
Certain
emotional
groups have got
triggers, innit?
a lot more trigger words than others,
Yeah.
and certain groups have none.
You've got more trigger words than me,
Yeah.
so
So some have got
I
none.
want some more. I want some more trigger words.
So-
It's like Jewish people, everything's anti-Semitic on it. Like,
You can't
don't
even say
nothing.
Jew.
Like, alright,
I can't even say Jew.
alright.
See that Jew over there? I can't even say,
Alright,
see
cool,
that Jew
bro.
over there.
Everyone's emotional.
And that's politically correct, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
PC done.
I think that's design, though. I think that's by design.
It's by design.
Clever.
Anything that's gonna evoke emotion is gonna have negative outcome. innit?
Sometimes I feel bad saying, look at the Asian. Look at that Asian fella. I feel bad for saying it. It's been embedded in me that I can't say Asian. What do I say, man? Please just tell me what to say now. I don't know what to say anymore. I can't say I eat bacon, man.
Well, you can't let
But
people.
through your dialogue with people, you'll know what you can say in it, so it regulates
Yeah, you'll
itself,
learn,
innit?
man.
Like,
Now I know.
like
I know.
when you're with your brethren, you might say
I test the waters as well.
something that you're not gonna say to me, innit? It's
Yeah,
simple.
You test the waters now and again as well. Like with my gay mates, I'm just like, oh, that's gay, that is, and then I just watch them, wait for that reaction. Just waiting.
trolling basically.
You
Just
know, I
waiting.
just
and then they're
speak how I
like, they're
speak,
all right
man.
with it, so I'm just like, yes, I can say gay.
I just speak how I speak, and I'm terrible for it, man.
But that's
I
what
don't
mean.
have
but I
any
don't-
like overtly gay mates, to be fair.
I can imagine.
The only thing that I actually find myself watching when I speak, is saying the N word to T. That's it.
Yeah, and me. I don't
Yeah, but
like
this
saying
what
it
I'm
right.
saying.
That's it.
So through your communication with me, you know
I know to filter that.
the boundary
Yeah,
line.
yeah, I
innit?
know to
Like,
filter it.
You get me?
But
The mints, bro.
with saying that, I've also learned that I say it less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Through that filter. But it is
Yeah,
what it
pass
is.
me a mint, bro.
And a
It's
complete
sweet,
random one. Yo, I was shopping yesterday, yeah. This little boy just running down the aisles on his ones, about 2. No parents around and that. My missus had to chase him. Started
Oh.
dipping and that.
Where did you find the parents?
Yeah, we found we took him to a member of staff, and that was being good citizens.
Oh.
But
Well done.
there
This is how the
there
news
was
would end in a
panic,
positive.
though.
and
Yeah, positive. There was no panic though. I'm taking that into you. Just ruined it.
What?
You ruined it.
Ruined what?
That's what I was doing. The whole news thing. The positive.
Yeah, I know.
thing,
So
the
carry on,
positives.
innit?
But you announced it, so now it's gone. The power's
Ain't
gone.
gone.
But anyway, the little boy
Ain't gone. You didn't do it for
found his
Claudius,
parents.
did you?
But his parents, right? Don't you think though, as a parent,
Go on.
if you lost your daughter, obviously
Yeah.
it wouldn't happen.
That'd
I
be
know you're
weird.
like me. You're not losing your youth.
If I lost her, that'd be weird, bro. Like, oh, where is she? I don't
The
know,
little
you know.
boy
You never
was
watched Home
just-
Alone?
casually running, yeah, gone. His parents, I'd seen his parents. I didn't know he was with them, but I'd seen his parents just walking up and down the aisles, just casually, calm, looking. There was no panic. Wouldn't you panic if you lost your youth, especially in this day and age?
Yeah,
There'd
that's
be
good.
mad panic. You'd be sprinting down aisles. You'd be shouting, grabbing people. Yeah, you see my youth. There's
Sorry,
no-
can't bust
none
her
of
on a
that.
corner ever. Like,
That's what I'm saying, though.
like if there's a little corner, like you can't. That's
Can't even.
prohibited,
There's a
innit? Like,
radius.
unless I'm there, you can't go in it.
There's a radius in it. Like
Yeah, yeah.
you step anywhere near that. Oi, come here.
Anywhere around the corner, and that is no.
My daughter's name's not Oi, but yeah.
So yeah, what
Come
time we
back.
on anyway?
Oh, we're
We're on a
we
good one, man.
rolled. We rolled
Okay,
over.
now. Okay.
I want to get home and play Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, I want to kill this over.
I need to
as
go
well.
myself
We should
as
be free
well.
to express ourselves and just go.
Huh?
You're like we're running over. We're not running over. Just because you're fucking
Yo,
itching to get home.
We're
we're
running
not
over
running-
for me though, because I got shit to do.
see, we
innit?
got
Like,
shit to do.
I'm gonna bring up another topic.
I got
busy
shit
people,
to
man.
do.
Lads,
We'll-
yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm
you
joking.
be discussing by yourself.
Yeah, you
Room's
see,
just empty and
I
that.
still be in lights go off and that. I'm still here just
He's
sat here on
walking
myself
past with his
chatting and that.
headphones on.
Do you know what's
Trust me.
mad? Just sitting in dark, just ranting. Yeah, that's a good point. That is, Lewis.
Yes, sir,
Nah, I
that-
disagree,
yeah.
Lewis.
Yeah.
All right then.
That's calm.
Peace out.
I'm calling.
Love to everybody. Fucking all of them.
Bitches.
Bitches.
Bonfire. Da-na-na-na.
Whoa. Yeah. Man's